Hi guys, I'm gonna smoke in this video because I want to. This is going to kind of be a video deviating from what I normally do, because I don't really talk to you guys about this stuff, and I get a lot of messages asking me about it, and I'm gonna say honestly, the only reason why, and my lip is swollen, so I apologize. Honestly, the only reason why I haven't done this video is I have friends who are gonna give me shit for it. But what can you do? If you really want to know, I'll go ahead and tell you. This is going to be a video about all of the tattoos and piercings I have and pain in relation to the spots and things like that. I just want to start off by saying that pain is subjective, so it's not going to be exactly the same for you that it is for me, or it might, but how you can't judge that before you go in. I can only tell you how I feel, and I have special circumstances, so with like a lot of my stuff anyway, so I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to be showing you all of my tattoos or my piercings because honestly some of them are personal or in places that I'd rather not show on the internet, but I will post pictures, or I'll post a link to pictures as soon as I have them all up, and then you can take a look at them there. Not all of them, but more of them than I'm going to show you in this video. Anyways, I'm going to start with the piercings that I've had, and I'm going to go through and talk about each one and the pain that I felt like when I got it pierced, how bad it hurt, or how long it took to heal, or how you take care of them. And I'm not a piercer, and I mean, I've went through my little, I think I can do this phase, but honestly, just go get it done professionally, or by someone who knows what they're doing, because I've had a lot of stuff get messed up because it wasn't done right. Okay, so the first piercings that I got were my ears when I was, okay, I'm just making sure my nails are dry, when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9, and I'm gonna, okay, so I'll put my hair back. So on this ear, which is my left ear, I had my ear pierced, and I had 2 up next, and then I had my cartilage done. And on this ear, I had that one, the dimple. I didn't have 2 up next to it. I had this ear pierced, then I had the dimple. Had my tragus done, and I had an industrial in this ear. And everything I have out now is except for that dimple and then this dimple here, which you can see that hole. And so I had all of those done in between the time I was 13 and 16. Getting your ears pierced really doesn't hurt that bad, and unless you have pointy posts and they're really long and they poke you in the back of the neck, it doesn't hurt while you're sleeping either. So, sorry, just needing whatever. Okay, anyways, getting your cartilage, I think, probably hurts worse than getting any other piercing on your entire body. And the healing on that is like, I don't know, 16 weeks or something. It takes a really long time, a few months for it to heal completely. And that's cartilage anywhere. So, I mean, these took a while to heal too. And when I was gauging to go up for my industrial, that was excruciatingly painful, and I hated it. And that's why I took it out, is because it just like was too painful in the healing process. I just didn't want to deal with it. And then my tragus rejected. I don't really have scarring from it too bad. That hurt really bad, and I don't know, I didn't like it. I just thought it wasn't very pretty on me, and it kept getting caught in my hair, and when I would brush it, it would like rip it, and it was just, I couldn't be bothered with all of that going on in my ears. So, and then a lot of you ask me about ear stretching, and honestly, I didn't do it right, and my ears are messed up now. So when I started stretching my ears when I was 12 or 13, and so this would have been in like 2003 or 2004, and I went from having a 20 gauge, which is smaller, like, I mean, average size, I guess, for normal post earrings. I went from that to a 2 all at once, and I skipped all the teeny tiny sizes, and then I went from a 2 to a half, and then I went from a half to 5/8, and then I went from 5/8 to an inch over the course of a month. And I had my ears stretched from pierced ear sizes to an inch within 6 months, and I blew them out, and I had really, really heavy plugs in them, and so my ears started sagging, and so I took them out, and luckily I have really good elasticity, so they closed almost completely. And I mean, it hurt really bad for me, and they like blew out and they bled and they were infected, so it was disgusting. So I don't know, just take your time, and if you want to have a nice larger sized earlobe hole, I guess, take your time and do it properly. There are lots and lots and lots of help you can get for that. You can even get them stretched professionally at places if you want to. I just think they're cute. I like them right now. I am slowly going back up, and I am at 5/8, and I've had people, ask me what my, and if you're going to be grossed out by this, like, skip ahead, because it's pretty gross. And this went out, so I'm gonna relight the cigarette, and we'll keep chatting about this. I've had a lot of people ask me what my ears look like and how disgusting they look without, and honestly, they're not that bad. They're really, really stretchy. That's what they look like. Oh, and these plugs are stone, and they've got glitters in them. They're not that, it's not that big of a deal, really. Okay, so after my ears, I had, for all my facial piercings that I got, I'm going to try and do this in order, but I don't think I'll be able to. When I'm not wearing makeup, you can see my scarring from all the piercings I've had around my lips. And I had first pierced the left side of my lip, or the right side, I don't remember which side, with a baby diaper pin when I was like 11, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever, like in the whole entire world. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I was unable to wear jewelry in it, so I had like broken off a piece of a comb and kept it in there, and then when I would talk to my mom, I would take it out and just told her I had a pimple. But oh, my nose is really itchy. So that I've actually had both sides of them done on the bottom several times, and I had spider bites, which is, I guess, 2 right next to each other. I never had 2 at the same time. Like, I didn't have snake bites on the bottom ever, but I did have spider bites on the side, and I just thought it wasn't very pretty on me. And with jobs and stuff, I've taken them out and put them back in, and taken them out and redone them, so it's just like, nah. And then I've had both sides done up here, again, never at the same time. It doesn't hurt. I think getting the top or bottom of it just didn't hurt. You hardly feel a needle going in. The healing is rough because, as you can see, my mouth is really swollen, and it swells up like that every single time, and so it's hard to eat and talking, and it can get stuck in your teeth, and it's annoying. And I've chipped a tooth from having the other side done, and I don't know. It sucked. But I like it. I think it's cute. Pat really doesn't like it, but whatever. So that in between 11 and now, because I just did this yesterday. So healing time on these, I'd say, I don't know, like a month, just for me. It really doesn't take that long to heal, and then change the jewelry, but don't leave it out constantly. Okay, and then for my nose, I've had 2, at one time I had 4 piercings in the sides of my nose. So I had in the dimples, and then I had one forward, and I would wear studs in the back and wear hoops on the side. And I had that for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months when I think I just recently graduated, so I was 15 or 16, and then shortly after that I had my No, I got my septum done first. I had my septum done the first time when I was 13. And then I didn't get it done again until I was 17, and I've had it done 5 times since then. Because I can't decide whether I like it or not, and it closes really fast. So I have lots of scar tissue in there. But I think nose piercings, again, because it's like cartilaginous, it's going to hurt worse. But, and it hurts when it's healing, and it's icky because you get like stuff stuck on there. And when I had all of them at the same time, it was really ridiculous, and I don't know. That sucked. And then having my septum done, the healing on that is really painful. And if you've had a piercing done, you know it can get kind of funky smelling when it's healing, and even after it's done healing. And having that inside of your nose is really just not pleasant, but I like it right now, so I'm going to keep it for now. And then, I don't know, you'll probably be able to see my unibrow hairs. I don't know if you're going to be able to see my bridge scar. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. And right there. I had my bridge done, and I had that for, I want to say I had it for a month total, and then I had to go see my grandma for Christmas, so I took it out because my whole family was going to be there, and it was kind of just embarrassing to have because it wasn't that pretty. I liked it on myself, but I did not find another person who liked it on me, so I think I was just a little delusional. And that was last year that I had that done, and I guess before that, and I didn't scar that bad. This camera's really bad to see my scarring. I had dermal little anchors here, and I had them here. I had 2 here, and then I had 1 on each side here. And those, mine rejected, and it was really, 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 really painful. Getting them done wasn't so bad, and if you don't know how they do like surface piercings or like microdermals, they have an incision, there's a flat piece. I wish I had one to show you. There's a flat side, and then it comes up, and then there's the jewelry on top. So the flat side sits underneath of your skin, and all you can see is the jewelry. So they push it under your skin, and then your skin heals up through holes in the jewelry, and then so it's like a part of you, and you can just change the toppers on them. And they're really, really pretty. I like them a lot, but my body just doesn't like them. So they rejected. And if you have piercings that are rejecting, just simply as opposed to getting infected, if you have a piercing that's infected, you should really try and heal it with the jewelry in there so the infection doesn't get trapped inside the hole. But if you have piercings that are just rejecting or pushing themselves out, you should just take them out, because if they reject completely and they rip through your skin, scarring is going to be 100 times worse. It's just going to be hideous. So don't think, oh, well, maybe they'll go back, because they won't. If your body's just not having it, you can try and have them redone, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to get a refund if your body rejects them, because you're paying for the jewelry and you're paying for the installation of the jewelry. So it's not like you can just go get your money back, and if you don't like it, you can't do that either. So it's one of those things you have to be pretty sure about. And yeah, but definitely take it out if it rejects it, because I've never had my eyebrows pierced, I've never had my tongue pierced, and I have never had my labret done, I think, and I haven't had my cheeks done either, as far as facial piercings that I haven't had. I haven't had a Medusa or Smiley or anything like that either. So, like, there's a lot of stuff I haven't done, but I've done quite a lot. And, ooh, I want to say pain on the bridge was really, really, really bad. I don't know if I said that. It sucked. I cried, and my face was swollen out so bad for like 4 days. It looked like a behemoth. It was terrifying. Okay, so that's it for facial piercings and the dermals I had here. Which, I mean, healing was them on the same. These ones didn't reject. These ones did. These ones I just took out because they kept getting snagged on my stuff, and it got cold, and I wanted to wear sweaters, and it would be, like, stuck and painful, so I didn't like it. And people have asked, okay, so I got my nipples pierced last year, and I had them both done at the same time. I had them I have a lot of friends who I just end up being friends with a lot of people who work in various tattoo shops or who are piercers or artists and things like that. So I just kind of just get stuff done a lot randomly. So I had this done and I got them. This was like 4 o'clock in the morning in the shop and we were just hanging out. And I was like, oh yeah, I think that would be a good idea. And it feels like a Charlie horse in your tit. Or like somebody punched you really, really hard when the needle is going through. And that pain, because your muscles tense up behind, so it's not actually, because I'm sure you know a lot about a breast and the fleshy material, and then there's the muscle behind it. It feels like the muscle behind it gets really, really, really tense. And then it feels like that for days. And you can't move, and it's just uncomfortable, and the healing on them really kind of sucks. They're a fickle thing. I've had mine for a year, and they're just 2 months ago completely healed. So I can change the jewelry down and not have to worry about it, and they're not infected, and they're not doing anything weird, so that's fine. And that's really it. I think healing time with nipple piercings is really, it varies from person to person because it's just a fleshy piercing. So, I mean, you can do it in a month. You can do it in a year like I did. So, there's that. And I don't know really what else to talk about as far as piercings. I think it's a lot different than getting tattoos. It's a lot different style of body modification, but it's also can be a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of different things with it. And so it's just something that I'm personally attracted to, and unfortunately my boyfriend is not really that attracted to. So I have that double-ended thing where I have to say, do I like it enough, or do I like him enough where I want to take it out? But he likes me enough that he doesn't want to make me take it out or anything, but just like, I don't know. I cycle piercings a lot, which is nice because that means I don't get more stupid tattoos that I don't need, which will bring me to the next point, which will be my tattoos. And this is going to be the biggest reason why I didn't want to do this video. If you're like, oh, and you don't have any tattoos and you look at my tattoo, you're like, oh, that's really, really cool, really. I have the stupidest tattoos of almost anyone I've ever met, but I like them. I like all of my tattoos, and I did a lot of design work on my own, so I feel it's a lot more original than it could be. I will start from, and I may miss a couple, because I have gotten so many recently that I just like, oh, really? Oh, I have that? Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna light this cigarette, and then we'll talk tattoos, okay? The first tattoo that I got it when I was 15, and it is my panda bears. And I will show you that if I can get turned around here. And I was sitting at my friend Celeste's house, and I was like, I really, really want to get my first tattoo, and I'm so excited. And so I was just drawing things up, and my grandpa called me on the phone, and honestly, I really like panda bears now, but I didn't like panda bears then. And I was talking to my grandpa, and him and my dad, so basically like all the male figures I have in my family have always called me Panda. That's just, I mean, kind of a generic nickname for a girl's name, Amanda, but at the time I was like, oh, I really, really like that. I want to get a panda bear tattooed on me. And I used to draw these little cartoon pandas all the time, and so I did that, just took the artist in some drawings that I did and asked, and we like talked over ideas, and then I was kind of into that whole hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil thing, and so I wanted to do it with panda bears because I hadn't seen it done before. And I still don't know. I really haven't seen anyone else with a similar tattoo to me with that one. I don't know. I liked it. It's the first tattoo I got, and it was post-back surgery, so I have no nerve endings in my back. So any tattoos that are on my back, I didn't feel at all. So it's like I got an anesthetic, but I didn't. So I can't really say pain on that one. Healing, my tattoos generally healed just fine, generally. That one healed really, really quickly, really, really nicely. As far as cost goes, I believe it was $100 and I want to say $150, and then with the $50 tip, so it's like $200 on that one. And then I want to say, because I got them pretty close together, the next tattoo, I got my ribcage done, and it goes up kind of far, so I'm not going to show you that one, but it's really, really, it was poorly done, and I overpaid for it, and I'm just really upset with that one, and I'm going to get it fixed and get my whole ribs done. But that tattoo is just 2 doves dive bombing, and their tails make a heart. So, and it's like the 3 things. So you have the doves is like a symbolization of religion, it's a symbol of love, and my faith in God, and everything like that. Which I am really disappointed in that I have such strong faith, and my representation of that is really poor. So I just, it's like not something that I like. And then, and that was when I was 16-ish, as soon as I was old enough to get a tattoo on my own, I think. So, because I was emancipated, so I was able to get tattoos before I was 18. And then I have love on my wrist, and I just wrote it up. And I wanted to get a lowercase L, but the artist, my friend Matt did this for me at his house, and he owns his own shop, I think, but like, and I guess he's not really my friend, like I babysat his kids and stuff, but so he did that, and then, no wait, I can't remember. My memory is really, really poor. I don't know. Regardless, I wanted a lowercase L, and he's like, I don't think you're going to like that in the future. I wanted a lowercase L, and I wanted a period. So it was like the end of a sentence, but he wouldn't do the lowercase L, so I have a capital L. I wish I would have gotten a lowercase L, but I'm really, like, people just talk me into everything. And then I want to say, after that one, I think I got my hip done, and there's a funny story to go along with this one. When I first started college, we started hanging out with my good friend Cody Tweedy, and he's just really awesome, and he was apprenticing at the time at a tattoo shop in the town I went to college in. So he's really, really nice, and he's like doing work on people for free. And so I recently had a friend that passed away, and I had gone into the shop, and he's like, well, I'll give you this tattoo for free if you get it on you. And I was like, okay, I have to think about it. And then I was like, no, I'll just definitely do it. So I just kind of one of those spur of the moment things. And it just really kind of made me feel closer to my friend that passed away, simply because he had a lot of really, really freaking stupid tattoos that he got on impulse. So I have this really, really, really stupid tattoo that I got on impulse for free. So it's kind of symbolic in that way. And it literally just says yo-yo, as in when a male has a camel toe looking thing. Yeah, it's really stupid. So it says yo-yo, and he did that for me, and it's in diamond script, and it's gangsta, and it's all messed up, and looks really retarded, and it's huge. It's this big, and it just wraps around my hip, and it's stupid. Oh, wrist pain. I almost cried. I thought that hurt really, really, really bad. Rib pain, nah, it wasn't that bad, and I was really thin when I got that tattoo done, and honestly, it was nothing. Hip really wasn't that bad either. I think muscle hurts a lot worse for me than bone to get tattooed. And so anyway, after I got the yo-yo done, and there's just a series of events where I just got a bunch of tattoos next, like, bam, bam, bam. After I got my hip done, I want to say I got my chest started. And I'm not going to talk negatively, because this is just an artist who I was really, really disappointed in the quality of his work. And it's not just the way I healed, it was how the ink was laid, and it was pressure and the liners he used, and I was just really, really disappointed. So when I got my chest done, and initially it wasn't supposed to look like how it looks, and it's a lot different looking. If you go back and look at my old videos and you see my tattoo before my friend Pops fixed it for me, no. So I got the lettering done first, and it says, if you didn't know, okay, so it says, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before, and it's got a comma, and it has a period, so it's right. And it's from the Raven, and the reason, and that's why there's little ravens and why I got the ravens added here. I love this tattoo, and the reason why I got it, okay, so my grandfather used to read to us when we were little, and he's like a little sort of, he was artistic and really creative, and he liked to read a lot of poetry to us, and Raven was always my favorite, and I didn't understand it until I got to high school, and a teacher that I had, her name is Joelle Rose, one of the most intelligent and inspirational people I've ever met in my entire life. Her mind is amazing. We had to read the Raven in 9th grade. Like, we did a lot of post stuff. And so it's like kind of connecting her and connecting him and connecting, I'm a creative writing major, so it's connecting my desire to write and things that's just mostly that I'm inspired by and to. And I mean, just the quote itself, really, just like experiencing new things and kind of taking that leap and going further than you anticipated you could and more than society anticipated that you could. I don't want to talk a lot about it because there's just so much I could say, but I got the writing done. Chest doesn't hurt. Right on the sternum hurts a lot, so right here and right here, just that whole triangle area hurt really, really bad. In the clavicles, when I got the ravens added, the clavicles hurt also really bad as well on the shoulder blade, like when it reaches around the back, because the feathers and the wings go a little bit to the back, but you can see they're rather detailed, and the eyes, and they have, like, I don't know, they're just pretty detailed as far as birds go. And then it was really, really messed up, and I was embarrassed because my chest looked like shit. It looked like shit. And that's a big part of my body that a lot of people see a lot of the time. And so me having tattoos, for one, and not being able to find jobs, and then me having tattoos that look like crap and not being able to find jobs, so it just looks cheap and it looked stupid. It doesn't look cheap anymore. Luckily, when I started working the rally for Richard, he had a lot of really awesome artists that did work on me for relatively inexpensive, so getting it touched up was free. Oh, I should go through and talk about cost really quick. Sorry, I'm jumbling all around. So my pandas, like I said, after tip was $200. My rib cage, like I said, I overpaid for it. It was $300. It's not shaded. It's not anything. That I want to say I got it for $40, but I don't really remember. The yo-yo was free, and in total, I think I just tipped instead of, because I didn't really pay for this tattoo either times, like when I got it fixed or when I got it done the first time. And you might say, oh, well, that's probably why it looked like crap. No. He just did a terrible job, and his other work is awful too, but I'm not gonna. And it's a shop, and it's legitimate, and I just don't understand why you can get away with doing that to a woman on her chest, but in total, I think I tipped like $150 for this. I got an estimate at another shop asking, after I had it done, what they would have charged me for it, and they said around $500 to $600, just because it's such a large area, and with the detail and the shading and all of that, although I still think that was a little steep, but I don't have a problem paying for good tattoos either, so if it wasn't a different situation, I would have paid to have this done somewhere else, but I thought it was going to be okay. I don't know. So, costs. I think I covered all of the ones that I've talked about. And then for kind of like a Christmas/birthday present, I think, and graduating, it wasn't really graduating, just like being done with the year and the semester or whatever, Cody did my Pikachus for me, and I just tipped him $30. And I went into the shop and I was like, I think I'm gonna get a tattoo for me and Pat, and so it doesn't look like it's like, I want to say ridiculous, stupid boyfriend-girlfriend tattoo. It means a little more to both of us. It's not just one of those stupid Pokemon tattoos. Like, we still play Pokemon, and I'm not nearly as knowledgeable as far as all the stats go and going into everything like in tiny detail, but I really enjoyed the games. And the show was probably, like I always say, that and Dragon Ball Z is my favorite shows of all time, which may seem really cheesy and stupid, but it's nostalgic and it really makes me feel good watching those shows. So I have a female and a male Pikachu, and you can kind of tell which one's a girl and which one's a boy. And there's a bottle of ketchup, and he is giving her the bottle of ketchup, and she's very excited, and they love each other, and it's just sweet. And you can't really tell the coloring on it, but the tips of the ears, it's brown. It's just getting washed out a little bit on camera. But yeah, those precious little babies, and I love them. And you can see her tail is divoted, because that's just like the little tufts of hair is how you distinguish sex in Pikachus, I guess. And I've cosplayed Pikachu a couple times and all of that. So it's just like, yeah, I've got a Pokemon tattoo. And like I said, I tipped 30 for this. This 7 that I have behind my ear, I think it's behind that ear. I want to say it is. I went in with Pat and I was like, I really, really want to get a tattoo today. And I had a dream the night before that I got a tattoo, so I went and got a 7 tattoo on my hair. And I mean, 7's my birth month, and it's my lucky number, and I like it, and it's religious, and it's just like all whatever. So I have that, and yeah. I don't think I paid for that one. Or I might have paid like 20 for it or something. I don't know. Cody did that one for me too. And then I want to say, yeah, on my birthday, and you guys have seen this, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get, it says, all roads lead to home. And if you've listened to Listener, and this is going to sound cheesy because I have lyrics on me, if you listen to Listener, or if you haven't listened to Listener, check them out, because that's just, I'm very, very attached. And there's a lot of connotations to this that it's personal stuff. But so I have that, and then I was going to get the second part tattooed on this arm, but I just didn't yet, so I may. But I don't know. I like the way this one looked, especially since Lacey did it for me. Yeah, it looks really good, and I like it, and yeah, so I like it. And that was like a birthday present from her. And I want to say, see, I can't, like, it's hard for me to think about all of them. I really want to say that I got my Dolly elephant, and I'm going to stand up and see if you can't see. No, you can't, because I can't even see them, because I'm wearing leggings. So, you can't see through them, but if you've seen Salvador Dali's The Elephant Giraffe, or any of the elephant paintings that he's done, it's a Dolly elephant, and I'm actually having, and it's because I don't want to get sleeves really, so I'm having shorts done, and I'm having a full dolly leg done. So I got my elephant, and that was done by an artist named Dan, who is based out of Arizona, and does phenomenal work, and the detail on it is really impressive. And I'm absolutely in love with it, and I think, because I was working with him at a tattoo shop too, I think so honestly it's hard for me to quote prices because I don't know, and even countering, like, a lot of artists will do deals and stuff and do it by the piece instead of by the hour. It just depends. So you just really, I don't know. And it's about this big, and I want to say this long. And I would have paid the full, because he was going to charge me $650 for it, and I would have paid $650 for it, but I just paid him $250. It's really big, and it's really detailed, and it's color, and it's intricate, and I love it, and it's gorgeous. And on the front, so the next part of that I have is Les Girafes en Feuilles, and it's just one of the giraffes with its back on fire, and it has the woman screaming in the background, and it's kind of going like this. So I have it wrapped around, and that I got on credit for working at the tattoo shop, and I think that this one, he did it rather quickly, and I mean, it looks amazing. It's beautiful, and the colors on it are just incredible. And so if you live near me and you want to go check out Richard, he does good work. So I think 3 hours in total for that, and so it was like $300 because it's off season, which I mean isn't bad. And so that's $300 of work. And then I have, and you're gonna think it's a button. I don't know why I'm showing you this. Oh, ignore that you just saw my bra. I'm gonna try and get it up there for you. That's a 4-star Dragon Ball. Oh, and the reason why, and that I got at the same time I got my giraffe done, and the outline's really, really bad, but I told him to stop. That was the most painful tattoo I've ever had in my entire life, and the legs, and right there, oh my god, hurt so bad. And I have a pretty high tolerance for pain, and that was just uncomfortable, and I hated it, and I'm not looking forward to getting the rest of my legs done. But the whole spiel on Pikachu and Pokemon is going to be basically the same spiel on Dragon Ball Z. I love it. So, but I'm getting dolly pieces because when I was in Spain, at my aunt's art gallery, there's actually 2 like dolly prints that are authentic. And when I was little, I was just like obsessed, like freaking obsessed. And so I know almost all of his work, and there's so much to go through, and there's so much to learn. But it's just, honestly, it's just beautiful, and it's interesting, and it's kind of a little morbid, and says a lot about the human condition, which I agree with. So I'm going to get that in the next. I honestly think that's it. I don't think I have really. I'm probably forgetting some, or a couple. I just don't remember anymore because I want to talk about my legs some more.